Here we go. Another Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd president from 1933 to 1945. He was president for a very long time. This legendary Democrat served 12 years in office. His New Deal helped America fight the Great Depression. His face is on the dime. Not 2, not 3, but 4 election victories. That's FDR. I was a boundless ball of enthusiasm and energy, and almost nobody knew that my legs had been paralyzed by polio when I was 39. Yep, that was my business. So he was in a wheelchair the whole time. America was on its knees in 1933, with 13 million people out of a job. My country needed me, and I got to work. My strategy? Do something. And if that doesn't work, do something else. I started spending big time. I taxed the rich and began a massive work relief program for the unemployed. Meantime, my reassuring radio fireside chats soothed the nation. When Japan bombed the U.S. Navy in Pearl Harbor in 1941, I led the country into World War II. Sadly, I died of a brain hemorrhage shortly after starting my 4th term. He was the first president to appear on television, the last president to be inaugurated on March 4th, after which it was January 20th. And the only president to win 4 successive election victories. He was a big deal guy. All right. Now we're at the 33rd president. We're getting close. Harry S. Truman, the 33rd president from 1945 to 1953. Nearsighted Democrat with far-sighted vision. Led with his fair deal when FDR died unexpectedly. The S in his name does not stand for anything. I guess he just thought it sounded cool. It does sound cool. I had FDR's size 12s to fill, and no one believed I could do it. We'd all but defeated the Germans by then, but World War II was still raging in the Pacific. The way I saw it, and told anyone within earshot, the buck stopped with me. I had some pretty tough decisions to make. I gave the order to drop atomic bombs on Japan, which caused thousands of deaths. This brutal action resulted in Japan's surrender and an end to the war. After that, I just kept going. I put a stop to racial segregation in the military. I joined NATO. I delivered aid to Europe with the Marshall Plan. And I airlifted provisions to West Berlin when the Soviets cut it off. I was determined to stop communism from spreading, a policy later called the Truman Doctrine. Who knew it would lead the country into the Korean War? He was The first president to have his inauguration broadcast on television in 1949. The first president to have taken office during wartime, and the only 20th century president without a college degree. All right. And then we've got Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th president from 1953 to 1961. A Republican and a really trusty guy who kept the peace. This Cold Warrior had a new look nuclear strategy. Ike loved golf and had a putting green at the White House. A regular Boy Scout, I was a 5-star general who led his troops to victory in World War II. My presidential campaign slogan was, I like Ike. And, people did just that. I put interstate highways on the map. The idea was to help the military get around the country quickly should we face invasion. Hey, these were scary times. Although I was a thoroughbred man o' war, I pledged myself to world peace. As good as my word, I ended the war in Korea. The military was itching to spend every last dime on rockets and bombs, but I favored the threat of a cheaper nuclear alternative to keep potential enemies at bay. Despite my best efforts, the Cold War with the Soviet Union got chillier. The launch of their satellite Sputnik 1, terrified us. We thought it might lead to a lethal weapon in orbit. Those are scary times. He was the first president to use a helicopter to get around, Marine One. The only president to have served in both World War I and World War II. This president had his paintings displayed in an art exhibition. Oh, cool. All right, and there's Dwight D. Eisenhower. They called him Ike. And there we go. And I made a note so I know where to start. All right, cool. I will see you soon. Hope you're enjoying it.